聞いてるベジータ。お遊びがもう終わりだ。地球ごと消えてなくなれ。どうだ、地球どころか太陽系全てが吹き飛ぶほどの気力だぞ。
ごめんなさいお父さん、みんな。僕はセイルを倒すことができなかった。お父さん、みんなの敵を取ることができなかった。本当にごめんなさい。ごめん、諦めなんてねえだろ。お父さん、おめえもセルみてえに思いっきりカメハメハをぶちかましてやれ。そうすりゃ必ず勝てるさ、絶対だ。だけど今の僕は片方の腕しか使えないし、気だってもう半分以下に。大丈夫、勝てる。自分の力を信じろ、ご飯。おめえの力の全部を出し切って爆発させるんだ。最後に見せてくれよ、俺たち二人で作った力を。はい。
さらばだ、ソングラン。
今だ。
そんなバカな。やりやがった、あいつ。
ついにやったな、ご飯。
So, you're probably wondering, how do I go out and snag 2 million points for my guild every week? So 1, we can win, and 2, we can get into the top ranking spots so we can get that shiny gold little emblem next to my name when I go into PvP to beat some ass, right? Yeah, you're wondering that. So, I'm here to tell you, what do you need to do to snag 2 million points? We're gonna start out with the kind of basic overview to explain it really simple. And if you want to know more in depth, so you can go out and earn more points and you know what everything is worth, then we're gonna get to that after I go over this basic, how do I get to 2 mil, basically. So here we go. First up, do 10 sets of 5 1-hour adventures per day. So adventures commonly run, you always need to collect, right now it's the tomatoes, for example. You have to collect those tomatoes. So there's those 5 slots. You can run 7 slots if you want even more, but 5 slots with the 1-hour adventures, and you do that 10 times during the day. That's 10 hours of adventures. Most people are awake for at least like 16 hours normally, so there you go for that. That's 8 hours of sleep, assuming you may have less, you may have more, but you still easily have those 10 hours there. Then do 1 set of 5. You could do 7 adventure slots, but 5 7-hour adventures per day. This is when you're sleeping normally. The 10 set of 5 slots for 1 hour is equal to about 200,000 guild points. And the 1 set of 5 7-hour adventure when you're asleep is about 80,000 guild points. So you're about 280,000 guild points right there. Now, third, want to spend and use the 50 free energies, the stamina bar. So if you don't refill your energy using the energy tank or energy tickets, you will be able to use 50 energies per day from the 5 refills, and that'll get you about 12,500 guild points, regardless of what you use it on. Whether you use it on something that gets you medals, which I'll talk about in a second here, which actually gives you more for, that energy, or if you just use it on a battle. Then we have the 3 daily bonus advanced co-op battles with random people. That's about 3,000 guild points. So you do this every day. That's about 295.5 thousand guild points per day, which at the end of a week, if you do it every single day, all 7 days of that week, you will snag yourself about 2,068,500 guild points per member for the season. So if everyone in your guild does that every day, just that simple, each of you should get about 2 million. Now, depends on what level of guild you're in and how dedicated people are if they're going to do that, but that is how you do it. Now, if you're summoning, playing some PvP, playing even more co-ops, like you're trying to grind for the Zenkai Kid Goku, or whatever they add in for co-op for you to grind for, and maybe you spend some extra energies, or you have those extra 2 spots in your adventures, the 6 and 7 slots, then of course you will get even more guild points. So this is just the bare minimum to get about 2 million per week. You do any of this extra stuff, which normally happens. Most people normally play PvP. Most people do a couple summons. You don't have to go all out like a big YouTuber summoning. You don't have to do that. But normally just any a few summons. And the adventures are the ones that hold only medals and any other seasonal stuff, not the Zenny or the Souls. So I should clear that up. So, like I said earlier, the tomato one currently ongoing. I'm sure there will be one to start up after that, but the medals are what gives you the collector points, and that's what you get from doing adventures. Now, to break it down here into individual, what gives me what, essentially. This is the more little in-depth for people who want to know more how they can get more for their, playtime. So the more you play, the more guild points you're going to get, but how can you maximize that? How can you be the most efficient, baby? And so starting out with activity/energy. I have trouble reading, sorry about that. First up, 1 energy is equal to about 250 activity points. So you just use 1 energy on anything, any battle. If the battle costs 3 energies, it'll be worth 750 points right there. And with it, you can do this with skip tickets too, by the way. Just spending the energy in any way, shape, or form gives you that 250 points. So if you skip ticket it, you still get those points, just to make that clear. You don't have to sit there and battle every single time if you don't want to, or you can skip ticket it. So keep that in mind. And the best method to collect guild points, there's the super bonus events, which are the Saberman events, because for each fight you get 50% of the energy you used back as energy tickets. So it's efficient and you get the energy back, so you get more. Essentially, it's like 2 for 1 basically. That's what it is. Or Legends Road event, if you use all the boost characters and you're grinding, the medals for the character, then you can get even more because you get those collector points for collecting the medals and whatnot for your Legends Road character, the Z power. So they count as medals, by the way. And so there's that. And so if you do 1 energy and you get 30 medals per time, you will get about 400 points in total just for that 1 energy. So you do that, multiple times, 10 energy, and you get 30 medals each time. Obviously it's going to be different since it's never always the same. But essentially, that could be 4,000 points right there for 10 energy. And if you don't refill it, you can go and just wait for it to refill itself, and come back later. Then we jump into adventure/collector points. And with it, what qualifies under collector points? Well, obtaining any item. So which falls under the terms exchange items and medals, as well as Z power obtained in summons. So basically, all those medals, all the different medals that you can collect, those all count. And same with any of the exchange items, and as well as I said, the Z power. So when you summon, you gain Z power. That counts. That's why collector points are always so high on those YouTubers during those new banners that first day. Whew! They be summoning it up, collecting all that Z power, raising up their totals, and so when we get to adventures here, it breaks it down here. It gives you the value of how much each adventure is worth. So if you do the 1 hour, it's a 1 times for the 1 hour. The 3 hours are 1.75 times, and the 7 hours are 3.25 times. Now, yes, the 7 hour has the most multiplier on it, but that's for 7 hours. If you do 7 1-hour adventures in that time, that's a 7 times multiplier compared to a 3.25 multiplier. So you see why the 1 adventures give you so much more guild points compared to the 7-hour ones. Same with the 3-hour ones. So, how do you get the most from your adventures? You want to always get the biggest reward for your adventures, because then you get more medals, and when you get more medals, you gain more collector points, and that's exactly what you want. So with it, there's always the type of unit you need to bring, the preferred tag, and then there are the preferred colors. So you have to look, you can go click at the details, it'll tell you the preferred tag. If there is one, it may say none. If there is none, there always is though for the seasonal stuff like the tomatoes. It's right now for the 7-hour adventures, just for example, it's blue and purple colored with a preferred tag of Saiyan. So you want to throw in at least 3 units, 2 of one of the 2 colors. So if it's blue and purple, you want to throw in 2 blues or 2 purple. And if you're bringing 2 blues, you bring 1 purple with them. And if you're bringing 2 purples, you bring 1 blue with them. And then of course you want them to all be Saiyan. And if you have more, that's even better. But the minimum you want to bring is 3 with 2 of one color and 1 of the other. And then if you only bring 3 and it needs 5 characters, make sure the other 2 units you bring have some synergy together. They have some tag, like you bring a Cooler and a Friedrich. They have that Lineage of Evil tag. It'll help you gain more from your adventures, so you can gain more guild points. Now for your box. So when you collect, more skip tickets, or you have too many sparking medals than you can hold, they're going to be sent to your present box. You actually gain points, collector points, for accepting the gifts from your box. So you could strategically try and send things, like have too much of something so it just keeps sending to the box, so you can collect it out of the box to gain more points. That's, based on how you play the game and whatnot. Don't forget, spending energy is also a fantastic way to get points. So play around with it, figure out. It's not known, if anything, currently, a specific medal is worth more than something else. It's assumed that Z medals and Rush medals have the highest value, so if you have those maxed out and they're sent to your box, they're worth the most. Assumed, it's not guaranteed, but that's essentially that. Then if you do the Ultra Space Time Rush every week, it comes out to about 362,500 collector points in total. So bada boom, bada bing, right there. They don't cost any energy, but just for doing all the battles, that's what you get for collector points. And then you go into summoning. This is how this breaks down for summoning. Every 100 Z power is 100 collector points, and every 100 Z medals. So if you have them at 14 stars and you pull them, you'll get that Z power that converts to Z medals. Every 100 Z medals is worth 500 collector points. If you have everyone 14 starred, you will get more collector points for summoning than if you don't, but you probably don't have everyone 14 starred unless you are Super Whale or your name's KSI. So just to keep that in mind, PvP is the amount of RP you get times 20. That's how you gain those points. So however many RP you gain, multiply it by 20, and that's how many points you get for the PvP battle. So pay attention to that RP at the end if you want to calculate it yourself. You get really into this, then multiply by 20, and that's how many points you get. Co-op, each one fight gives you 400 battle points. Winning a fight with a fellow guild member will give you an extra 40, so you get 440 battle points. And but each guild member should do their first 3 co-op fights separate, like not with each other. And you want to get those 100. Each fight will give you 120 duel points. Oh my gosh, I struggled to read it this time. And they have a factor of 5 when counting them towards the guild. So 120 duel points will equal you 600 collector points. So that's how co-op does, and that is essentially the breakdown. If you want to most efficiently, gain battle points, farm them from co-op, you're going to want to do stage 1 with a fellow guild member, and with the right unit and buddy, it's possible to farm up to 17,500 battle points per player per hour. So for the 2 of you doing it, that's 35,000 guild points per hour. So that's essentially it for guild points. I hope this breakdown helped anyone out who needed it. If it did, make sure you leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. It is free. I talk about Dragon Ball Legends stuff. We do some Dokkan stuff, some Grand Cross stuff. Basically all those fantastic gacha games that love to steal your money and make you cry when you don't pull your units. Yes. So I hope you guys enjoy that stuff. And as always, I hope y'all are staying happy and healthy. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow.